Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. We're on the test server and we're going to be checking out an interesting team in Hydra to see how it actually works, right? I was thinking about this with Skorid the Halfspawn, okay? Applying Hex, doing lots of damage. Well, I've seen people asking them, what about some of these other Hex champions? And in particular, what about Thea the Tomb Angel? Everyone gets her. She's the first champion from the secret rooms in Hard Doom Tower. So she's pretty achievable to get these days. And Thea comes in with an AoE attack that does more damage for Hex, and she can even place Hex with her A1. Huh, okay. Okay, is there a use for this? Can we run them together? How does Thea compare to Skorid? I'm kind of curious. So we will give it a go, and I mean, let's see. Can we build a good team with them? So what we've done is we put Ugo and Shemael with them, and then two fusions from this year, Wixwell and Aestrid. It's a very solid, very solid Hydra composition, right? So we've got decreased defense and weaken from these champions. We've got increased speed, decreased speed from Aestrid. We've got the block buffs from Ugo. We've got healing and cleansing and leech from Ugo as well. Shemael's giving us some extra damage and making sure that the Head of Torment can't mess up our run. Wixwell is giving us increased defense, shielding, decreased attack, and he is our provoke champion as well. We want him in the lead to make it auto-friendly. If you're doing this on manual, he doesn't need to be in the lead. Basically, if everyone's at full health, the Head of Decay will just target him, and then he'll just counterattack and provoke, which is really handy. So that's what we want to do, which is why he's in the lead. You could put Thea in the lead. She's got an attack aura. You can make it work. As you'll see right here, I do have a 3-star, not a 3-star, excuse me, a 6-star. I've got a 6-star soul for Thea, but I've not turned it on, right? We've not given her a blessing. She has no blessing. So she's not getting any extra stats from the blessing. So these are the stats on her. 6.6k attack, 223 speed, 274% crit damage. Solid enough stats. She is in 6-piece Merciless, which I think is pretty strong. Then to compare, we have Skorid in a similar type build. Skorid is coming in faster, 256 speed, 6.2k attack, 278 crit damage, and 218 accuracy. Their masters stuff should be we'll show you all the builds at the end. He's also in 6-piece he's in 5-piece Merciless. Well, that's certainly lowering his damage. Hang on a second here. Do I have a Merciless? Okay, he really wants a piece of Merciless gear. Oh, yikes. Okay, we could give him... yeah, we could give him this. He's going to drop a lot of attack. Okay, what about an attack ring? Please roll attack. He'll lose a bunch of attack. Oh, hey, there we go. There we go. Interesting. Good thing we checked this before doing the run, or poor old Skorid would be at a disadvantage. So yeah, he's not losing much in terms of stats, but he's gaining a whopping 35% ignore defense. That's going to stack really well with his passive. Let's go into the run. Let's click play, and let's go. I'm just curious to see how much this composition will do. So here we go. We've got the decreased speed and stuff. The Head of Torment, no problem to us. We've got nice defensive buffs on. We actually did miss. You know what? I'm actually going to just free regroup that. That could be dangerous. Maybe we could have let it run to see what would happen. I think missing block buffs on Head of Wrath is kind of scary. That's one thing this team doesn't have is a reviver. And, well, as you can see, all the attack champions are pretty squishy. They are protected, but it could be a little suboptimal. So I'd be a little bit worried about that. And we'd have Poison Cloud up on that head and whatnot. Could be a bad time. We probably want to target down this head. Oh, there's Hex Reaper from Thea, doing about 300k and whatnot. We're on hard difficulty of Hydra. We are on hard, which means it's not too hard, really. Hard is relatively easy compared to Nightmare and whatnot. But yeah, we shall see how it goes. One interesting thing about Thea, she does provide herself with her own. Let's actually target a decapitated head here. There we go. I think Magic Affinity is what we want to target because all of our champions can then, normal hit against it. If we target the Force Affinity head, Skorid could be weak hitting and whatnot. He's gone in with his A1, has Skorid, and actually spread Hex around. We've got 5-turn Hexes out here, guys. 5-turn Hexes. Unless there's a cleanse coming in, ain't nobody outrunning that Hex. I think that might be Thea. Ooh, 1 million, 1.2. On Thea's move right there. Let's see if Skorid can do something similar. Actually, pretty nice damage. His AoE 900, 700,000. Spreading some hexes around. Not too bad. This might be an AoE decreased defense. Yes, it is. We missed one head. Not too big of a deal. Thea with her A1s, about 300k per hit. really long duration hex. Ooh, 700k with the splash from Skorid. It's okay. I do normally myself run Curse Set on Aestrid and Wixwell, but we took those off. Now with this team, one thing we should do is we should manual just to be safe. So whenever this head spawns in, we want to just manual it. Ooh, let's go in. We only have, we don't have many heads under Hex. It's not going to hit that hard, but we should probably go for it anyway. Oh yeah, look at that. Only 490. Pretty weak. We've got the damage reduction. Less damage from AoE right there. That's actually pretty poor. We did not have many hexes out. So yeah, with Thea, auto-friendly is going to be a bit more random. Clearly, it's not going to be quite as good. So here we want to just A1 provoke, and then we should usually be good. We should usually be good just to go. Well, I guess we'll target this head directly. There's some hexes. We've got the block buffs out. Beautiful. And yeah, we're trucking on. I mean, we've easily, with the gear we've got, it's obviously no problem. But we've smashed through. It's probably not very helpful to know, but we have smashed through. And there we go. He gets targeted. Everyone's full health. He's in the lead. And the provoke goes back on, which is just lovely. Fantastic. Hex Reaper doing almost nothing. They've all got the damage reduction. So yeah, you need the stars to align a little bit for Thea, but she's doing over 1 million damage with each one, which is cool. We could activate the 6-star blessing on her after this run and just get a bit of a vibe for how she might do. Let's let it go a little bit further here. Well, I guess actually, yeah, we can target whichever head we want. Doesn't really matter. Her A1's 100k each. They do have Helm Smasher. A little bit of a problem there with Thea because she self-buffs with the Perfect Veil. She actually got targeted. She got targeted by Mischief and stuff got stolen. So that's a bummer. So we could maybe turn off her A3. It's possible. You lose the Veil. You lose the extra turn. Now, the extra turn could be both a good thing, but also a bad thing. The extra turn outrunning defensive buffs. Outrunning increased attack buffs as well. Ooh, we're getting smacked around here a little bit. That definitely hurts. Yeah, she's really ripping through some turns right there. She gives herself a lot of cooldown reduction on her Perfect Veil move with her A1 as well. I think every crit gives it some reduction. So she really does cycle through turns very quickly. That might not be worth it. That might be a downside. We might be better off turning it off. Hex Reaper is big, lots of damage, beautiful. Heads are dead. Fantastic. We're going through. I think with worse gear, like that was the situation where it got a little bit sketchy right there. Got a little sketchy because no revive. That could be kind of bad. So that's something to watch out for. But okay, I think we have a good gist for how this team is running. Yep, that's sort of how it's running. You get a gist. I'll run this one out. We'll go until it ends, basically. I'll just run it out normally until it ends. So yeah, cross your fingers. Let's see what sort of damage output we get. This might be a nice new team for people to run. Ooh, 900k, 600k from Hex Reaper. Not too bad. Right, I'll be back. And there we go, guys. Wow, what a team. That's actually a really, really nice, very free-to-play team. Not with free-to-play gear. Very much. We do not have free-to-play gear. Absolutely not. Well, I mean, technically, yes, but, you know, a pretty late game. Late game free-to-play is merciless gear. But in terms of the champions, right? If you have done the fusions in the last few months, Wixwell, Skorid at the moment, and Aestrid, you could have all these champions, and then Thea for free. Ugo and Shamel are just epic, so that's a heck of a free-to-play team, I'll be honest with you. And it scales up really well with gear. What is interesting to me is looking at this, Skorid doing more damage than Thea. That, to me, is fairly convincing at this point that Skorid is actually significantly better. Now, you might be saying, yo, but Nub, what about the Hex damage? Who is doing the Hex damage? I actually think that Thea is getting more advantage out of the Hex because it's quite interesting, the synergy between her A1 and Skorid's A1. She puts out 5-turn hexes, which is actually really good. And then Skorid spreads the hexes with his A1. So I think it's actually Thea getting most of the credit for Hex. Hard to say for sure. I mean, I guess you could run them with both of them with no accuracy. A bit awkward with area bonuses. I'd have to go up to like Nightmare difficulty or something to have them not land Hex. Awkward, possible, maybe. Is it that important to do? I don't know. You could do it if you want. But yeah, I do think that Skorid is the better one here. And that would be my impression from watching the gameplay footage as well. Skorid is doing more consistent, decent damage. Thea, she can do, potentially, when everything lines up right, her Hex Reaper can do massive damage. Like, when you've got 4 decapitated heads, she can be hitting like 1.5 million against all of them with this gear I've got on, which is nice. But when you've got heads without Hex that have freshly spawned in, when you've got heads giving the AoE damage reduction, it does a lot less than that. So yeah, I did feel that. My thought was that Skorid was doing more. He has also healed more through the leech, I would say, which is, yeah, I think he is doing more. I think he's doing more damage, is my impression. But they're really nice synergy, right? Thea's hexes, he extends and spreads. You basically have hex on everything constantly. So much hex is very consistent. You don't have to worry about Head of Mischief devouring anything. And these are all very accessible champions for people that have been playing for a few months, right? Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm actually really impressed with that. That's sick. Now, Thea is replaced. I will say that. You could replace Thea in this team, by the way, with literally any damage dealer. She's got nice synergies with Skorid. Skorid is enabling her to do max damage with Hex Reaper. He spreads out her A1 hexes. They're very good. He is very good for her, but you don't need her there. You could put in any damage dealer. Skorid is by himself very good at applying hex anyway. You could put in literally any damage dealer, and you could, I think, push this team to higher damage. You could easily run this team as well in higher difficulties. Unfortunately for this run, by the way, you can actually, maybe you can't see behind me. You might see, yeah, there he is, the corpse. So Shamail did die at about 1,300 turns. So there's like 200 turns without him. So Shamail was dead for a bit. He would have contributed more damage if he was alive. I think if he had not died, I don't think we would have hit the 600 million, but we would have been closer. But yeah, there we go. I think it's actually a really sick free-to-play team. Yeah, I think that works really well. Again, the only issue is when you have the Head of Decay spawn in, you do have to stop and manually make Wixwell do an A1. And then 95% of the time, because he's keeping everyone at full health, it just targets him because he's in the lead and he counterattacks and reprovokes it. It's very nice. So Wixwell, priority 1, priority 2. Thea, priority 1. I do wonder, maybe you could just turn off Not of This World. It's quite clunky. I do think, I will say, I think Thea is quite clunky. So she gets up to 300% more damage on Hex Reaper for each hex. But for Hydra, you can only have 4 hexes. So you can only ever hit 200%, which is a bummer. A1 is good. But this move, the extra turns, bearing in mind, that is eating through your turn limit. We hit the turn limit. All these extra turns are like turns where you're not doing any damage, which kind of sucks. It's getting us, the reason we're using it is to get back to the cooldown of Hex Reaper because it's her big damage, but And then she's got a nice passive for like wave-based content, but it's useless for Hydra as well. She's in a weird spot where she's got an attack aura, which is great for Hydra, in a weird spot. Skorid 1 and 2, Aestrid 1 and 2, Ugo 1 on Maelstrom, and Shamail 1 on that. And to show you the builds really fast, so we have Aestrid. I usually have her in Curse set. We broke that so that she wouldn't be, but she's coming in 296 speed and some damage. And with War Master, and she does have 5-star cruelty, which is all really nice. It actually adds up quite a bit. We had Wixwell 4-star cruelty. He is actually in 4-piece stone skin right now because again we broke the cursed set so that we wouldn't get hexes from them. He's coming in high resist, so it does matter for him to be high resistance because he is tanking the Head of Mischief. So you want him to keep resisting Head of Mischief and keep getting targeted. That works really well. And he obviously needs accuracy. They both need accuracy, cruelty, and like War Master right there. We had Ugo. So Ugo's right here in Relentless. I do think I might re-gear Ugo into Reflex, Merciless maybe. For you just want more of her active skills. Her A1's decent, but yeah. So she's coming in like this, and she's got War Master and I believe Cruelty. Shocker. We have Shamail coming in. He's in random stuff, and he's got good stats, I suppose, and Giant Slayer. And then we had Skorid. So Skorid, he was coming in faster. Like I said, faster with those stats. He has no Blessing and Helm Smasher. And then same thing with Thea. Thea coming in, she had these stats, both of them in 6-piece Merciless. These stats. No blessing. We did that to keep it completely even. And Helm Smasher. I tell you what, for fun, Let's go. Let's give her a blessing. Let's give her Crushing Rend. I do think, you know, I don't even know. Nature's Wrath might actually be better. It should be 30% more damage. She's doing Hex quite a lot. Nature's Wrath is probably better on hard difficulty. Well, it'll take some time to ramp up. Let's give her a Crushing Rend for hard for now. So she's going to ignore defense and hit harder. And obviously, she'll now, with a 6-star blessing, get more attack, more crit damage. She's looking much better. Let's throw him in just for a quick little run. I've got the video here where like 15 turns in, 34 million. Let's see the damage difference right now. Will we see a damage difference from this? Here we go, laying everything out at the start. Skorid, 200k. Ooh, that's some big numbers right there. Ooh, that adds up. That's 6. If you've got a big Thea blessing, guys, don't sleep on Thea if you've got a big blessing. It could make a difference. It could. But yeah, these two champs together, pretty strong. I want to see her A1. I want to see how much damage she's doing. Go Skorid again, hitting people for like 200k. Oh, Hex Reaper again. Kaboom. Ooh, that was nice. All right, we've got some decapitated heads. That's the old merciless set doing its job. Like I said, free-to-play champions, not exactly a free-to-play a free-to-play gearing though. Yeah, like 500,000 for those A1s. This should be a big Hex Reaper. Okay, 600Ks on those. She should get a Hex Reaper against decapitated heads. This should be massive damage. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. Beautiful. Really big damage right there. Holy moly. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't targeting heads right there, so Scar did not spread the Hex. Didn't spread her Hex around, but yeah, that's pretty good. Boom, like 300, 400. She's hitting definitely harder, for sure, overall, with the blessing. Makes quite a nice difference. Like, where were we? We had 34 million after like 15 turns. We got 34 million in 7 turns this time around. Yeah, that certainly adds up. The extra speed, the extra attack and crit damage, the ignore defense. Woo-wee. Quite nice. Quite nice. Let's see what she's going to do this time. Hex Reaper again. Oh, yep. Yeah, I tell you, folks, if you've got yourself a 6-star Thea, I'm imagining she's going to be, yeah, way ahead. Whoa! Whoa! So, in case you didn't know, 6-star Crushing Rend is pretty good. It's pretty good. Quite good. Also, something you consider with Skorid, they might have an accessible 5-star soul for him. It's not as good as a 6-star, but for lower difficulties of Hydra, the difference isn't as big. Crushing Rend really starts to dominate, I mean, massively so in Nightmare difficulty. Probably Nature's Wrath isn't that far behind. For Skorid especially. Probably not very far behind at all on hard. If it might even be a bit ahead on hard, so you're not losing it too much. So yeah, blessings are good. Wow, blessings are really good. Well, there you go. That's quite something. But yeah, so great budget team, absolutely sick, smashes it through. Budget team with kind of crazy gear, but I mean, if you're looking to get a solid team, it's a very solid team. Very, very solid team. You've got all of the essentials. You're ticking every single box. 3 fusions, 2 epics, and the Doom Tower Hard Champion. Nice. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.